Welcome, everyone, to the Late Show with your host, Kallo Landis. And of course, joining me is my cohort and partner in crime who is doing something with something over there, Mini Bun.
Sorry, I was cooling off my computer with some ice. Hi.
See, first show and she's over there dropping ice on your computer? What? Really? You have to use ice on your computer?
Yeah, I need a better cooling rack one day.
Alright, well,
Hi, everybody!
I apologize for the cheap drum roll at the beginning there. We are running on limited funds for the Late Show. It was 3 lates, or actually maybe 2 lates. But yes, hello, welcome everybody. Let me flip it over to the stream for us really quick. Hey, check out our cool new set. Ah, crap, Mini Bun. That was my bad. There we go. All right,
what did I
good.
do?
Nothing.
What?
You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything. I screwed up.
I don't even have the stream on right now. I just have the chat up.
That's all right. So,
what did you do?
A few things. Yes, there seems to be a crap ton of lag right now. We have no idea why. Juxta was doing a bunch of stuff, but I know that he's stopped recently. So honestly, I have no idea what the problem is. I'm sure the video looks terrible, but I hope the sound is uninterrupted. Mini Bun with her mouth fedora. You're just doing that to rub it in my face now, aren't you?
Huh?
You're just doing it to rub it in my face now, aren't you?
Not what I can do it in your face.
Oh, great. Thanks. Here we go. Thanks for that. We appreciate it. All right, so a lot of people.
Off my camera.
A lot of people have been asking, "What's this all about? What's going on? What the fuck are you doing? What's the Late Show with Kallo Landis?" Well, the Late Show with Kallo Landis is exactly what it sounds like. It's a show that I'm going to do very, very late, 11 o'clock here Eastern. Since I've been taking to streaming quite a bit late into the night, this is actually day 16 in a row, 16th day of 2016 streaming. And it was actually something that happened really naturally, very, very organically in the chat. People were like, "Hey, it's Kallo after dark," and then someone's like, "Nah, it's always dark." "Hey, it's the Late Show with Kallo." I'm like, you know what? That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Late shows such as Conan O'Brien, Jimmy Fallon are often very popular. They're very funny to watch, and I thought, you know what? I bet that's something we can do here. So that's what we're going to try and do. We're going to try and style a little talk show and a Late Show format. Yes, people, I look and I sound like death. I have been allergy-free for like the past 4 or 5 days. And then today, allergies like, "Oh, hey, you're doing a thing tonight? Well, don't worry, we'll be there early." It's been absolutely terrible. And I am so sorry. Yeah, and I still, like I said, I have no idea what's wrong with the buffering, guys. I really don't, and I am so sorry. I know that it sucks. Alright, so that's what's basically going on tonight. Okay? There's a few other things, since this is something maybe people are seeing for the first time. We are under gaming talk shows, just like we do with Final Encountercast. But just in case there are any of you who are watching, this is your first time stumbling across something like this, I want to take a little bit of time to tell you about some of the other stuff we do that led to this show. The first thing, and if you look directly below me, there's a few details. We have different places that you can find our products, different places that you can check us out, ways that you can contact for the show. Limit Break Radio. That's how this whole thing started. All right, 9 years ago, me and Aniro got together and we're like, you know what? We want to do a podcast for, at the time, Final Fantasy XI. And it took off pretty great. I mean, really, it's kind of like one of those the rest is history sort of things. We recently started the podcast back up with Final Fantasy XIV, which has been a tremendous success. Almost a year ago, we relaunched the podcast for Final Fantasy XIV. And again, almost a year ago, we launched our crowdfunding campaign. We started asking you, the viewers, for money from our podcast, and there was tremendous positive outpour and support. And because of it, we've been able to do all kinds of wonderful things. One of those things that we've done is we've increased our presence on Twitch tremendously. Up until we started doing We started doing the Twitch stuff. It was just a podcast format, and getting into Twitch has just been amazing for us, right? And we started doing a second podcast called Final Encounter Cast, which is dedicated to gaming news in general. We cover all kinds of nerd things on there. And recently, a Nero, otherwise known as Nate Bender, he has also started doing sort of a morning talk show thing called Nate in the Morning. So those are just some of the things that have been popping up all over the place here on Limit Break Radio and Final Encounter Cast you can look forward to, right? But none of those are here. None of those are there. Obviously, I encourage you to check out limitbreakradio.com, finalencountercast.com. Go over to finalencountercast.twitch.tv. Make sure you follow us there. You can find us on Twitter. All of those things, blah, 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 blah. But that's that. And this is here. We're doing the late night show. So, maybe we should talk about ourselves. You know, let people get to know us a little bit more, right? Because that's what this is all about. Getting to know us, getting to know you, the chat, and the second most important person on this stream, of course, is Mini Bun. So we're going to start with Mini Bun. Mini Bun, how's it going?
Hi! It goes well.
Now you've only been a part of this little community here for, what, like 2 months?
I started listening again like 3 months ago, but I started talking like 2 months ago.
Yeah, so it hasn't been long, but you've rocketed in popularity right up to the top of the Limit Break Radio chain, and now look at you. You're a cohort on a newly developed show. How does it make you feel?
I'm a star.
You are indeed a star, and before too long, you will be selling your dignity the same way that we do.
Dude, I haven't had dignity for years.
Well, then
so
you're gonna fit right in here.
I'm excited.
That's right. You're gonna fit right in here. Now, a lot of people who are already here in the chat, who have been here with us, you know, for quite a while, they obviously know who you are. But for anyone who might be joining us, you know, brand new, they just stumbled across the Late Late Show either on the stream here or maybe on YouTube because we're gonna export it to YouTube. Maybe make it into a podcast form. Why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself as a gamer or as a streamer or whatever it is that you do?
I don't stream, but hi, my name is Mini Bun on here, but I'm more well known as Visenya Bun. That's my actual in-game name. I've been playing Final Fantasy 14 since 1.0, then lost my account and had to make a new one, so no legacy tattoo for me.
Now, when you say you played in 1.0, did you actually really play in 1.0, or are you like Juxta and you were just part of the Marmot Brigade?
I think I got to level 20 and then quit.
That might have been a little bit further than Juxta was then.
Because Black Mage was awful in 1.0.
Ah,
so
yeah.
bad. So bad before they changed Fire and Ice and how that worked.
Yep. Now, one of the things that I find kind of weird, and that when you brought it up before, the people in the chat have found kind of weird, was you have talked about how normally you like to play 2 MMOs at the same time.
Yes.
Now, you're currently not doing that because you don't have a second MMO, right?
Right.
So how does that work exactly? I mean, for me, one MMO takes quite a bit of my time already and commands a lot of attention to get anywhere. I barely have enough time to play single-player games. How is it that you keep up with two MMO games?
Well, you see, since my soul is just made of poop sock, that is what my chemical makeup is, poop sock and sloth. What I usually do is I'll play 2 MMOs. I'll get to the end of one and sort of use the other on the side. And I'll get to the end game, do everything there is to do, or at least what I want to do. And then whenever I get bored of it, or I'm just burnt out on it, I'll go to the other game. I usually don't play the same 2 types of MMOs. I'll usually have like one tab targeting MMO that I play and then one action MMO that I play.
So what are the ones that you've used in the past then when you were playing 2 of them?
I did Mabinogi and WoW, which Mabinogi isn't much of an action MMO, but it was back in the day. By all intents and purposes, when you consider the rest of the MMO environment. And then I played this game in 1.0 just like on the side while I played Terra, and then I just played Terra for a while, and then I played Terra in Final Fantasy 14. And whenever I was just playing Terra, I was constantly trying out new MMOs, like every single game that Aria put out. which is awful. Every single game that Nexon put out, which is also awful. So I played a lot of awful MMOs.
All right, well, fair enough, fair enough. As for me myself, I started with Final Fantasy XI. That was my very first MMO. I then also played World of Warcraft. Was my second. I got into a little tiny bit of Guild Wars 2, and of course now I'm settled on Final Fantasy 14. And as far as gaming, single player stuff goes, since I got the new PC that I got, which is thank you to the generous people over at Limit Break Radio and all of those wonderful, wonderful viewers, I've gotten into Steam and kind of left console gaming behind. Like, whenever I look at any kind of console gaming anywhere that I might want to buy, I'm like, you know what, though? I could probably get it on Steam. So, console gaming's kind of fallen to the wayside, but I mostly play RPGs, action stuff. Honestly, with the way that they're blending in a lot of genres into games nowadays, I don't even know if there's really a single kind of genre that I would say that I'm into anymore. So, that's me. That's Visenya.
Yeah.
Now you
I'm
might
hoping
be...
that. Oh, I'm hoping that Blade and Soul is going to fill that second MMO slot that I need.
You've been talking
just as something
about,
I play on.
Yeah, needing a second thing. But you're almost level 60 on Final Fantasy 14, so I don't know how I feel about you getting another MMO and then not being there to heal me when I need it.
No, the thing is like I will still probably play this for the same amount of time. It's just whenever I usually log off this game, I go and watch YouTube or I go and play another game. But I want to play another MMO, so whenever I log off this game, I'll probably just like chill and casually play Blade and Soul, since it's kind of a solo player game anyways.
Oh, you're one of those filthy casuals.
Only on one game.
Only on one game. All right, fair enough then. Fair enough. So that's us. That's what's going on with the show. Now you might be asking yourself, so how does this work? What's the format going to be like? Because when I watch the late night shows like Conan or Jimmy Fallon, they're funny. They have little stand-up monologues they do at the beginning. They have famous people coming on their stream and talking about all kinds of cool things, giving us sneak peeks into like movies that are coming up or projects that they're doing. Is that the kind of stuff that we can look forward to seeing on here? No, not even the slightest. Because first of all, I don't have a ace team of comedic writers sitting in my backstage area somewhere writing me up all kinds of really awesome witty material. Basically what I do is every night while I sit in bed alone with my thoughts, terrifying, I know, I think up jokes that I could tell on stream, like, comparing Palpatine to Donald Trump, but then I realize that people have already done that and that's probably just a comic that I read someplace, so no. If you come here for the comedic value, you're going to be sorely disappointed. But what you can look forward to seeing is what I'm thinking about doing at the beginning to replace the sort of comedic monologue thing going forward. Not today, because we have a lot of, this intro stuff that we're talking about. As I want to go into certain forums, that are well known, maybe stuff like Reddit, something awful, and just read and make fun of their shit posts that we find on there, right? Because that's always entertaining and fun.
Yeah.
That's right. Minnie Bun's also looking forward to that kind of stuff. She's really great at the voiceovers, by the way, which that's actually weeaboo voiceovers. That could be a thing that we do on stream as well. Yeah, we'll think about turning that into a segment. So you can look forward to stuff like that, general kind of entertainment. We want to make you laugh. Whether or not we're going to be successful as that is a different story or not, but we're going to try. Now, the other thing, when it comes to interviews, is, you know what? You're not going to see anyone like fucking Brad Pitt on this show, or the voice of Solid Snake, David Hayter. Although, if you head on over to Final Encountercast, one of our first episodes actually featured an interview with David Hayter about the old... Actually, I'm not really sure where that is or how that's progressed, but when the voice actor was going to go on strike, or potentially go on strike, David Hayter was actually on Final Encountercast and talked to us. So, you should go up there and check out that kind of stuff. But as far as this show goes, the type of people that we're going to be interviewing is you. You guys in the chat right here. I think that one of the big things that makes Twitch so successful is the way that they integrate what people are watching, the entertainment that they see, their favorite streamers, with the people who are watching, with the gamers out there, right? Twitch brings gamers together in all sorts of different facets, and whether you're in the chat, whether you're looking in the background, or whether you're the one behind the microphone and behind the camera, there is definitely this big sense of community and this sense of cohesion between those making content and those consuming content. And I think when you get into this one-on-one or two-on-one kind of environment where it's just you in the chat, for some reason, and I can't really explain it, but those tend to be a lot more popular than the shows that you get set up that are meant to be more like talk shows. You know, it's something that me and Aniro witnessed last week when we found a show on Twitch called The Level Up Show, which was set up amazing. It looked like a real proper like Good Morning America talk show, except with this whole like gamer slash nerd theme, right? Like they looked like they were professionally funded. They were on episode 106 and they had 73 viewers. What the fuck?
What?
Yeah, and they were in gaming talk shows. Now meanwhile, at the top of the list was this dude, right, who, sorry, wasn't even very good looking, right? He was just like this awkward, sort of nerdy, like Asian kind of looking guy, right? And he was sitting hunched over his computer with the camera sort of face down a hallway corner with a closet. The closet was open. There was like a hockey stick and like open boxes in the background. Like this dude basically just woke up from a, you know, long masturbation session, was like, all right, I'm going to stream now, plops himself down. I have no idea what the fuck he was talking about, but he had 1,200 viewers. Why? Why? Like, the next closest person was, like, someone with 10,000, or not 10,000, 1,000 viewers. And she was smoking hot and kind of had the camera, like, pointed down her shirt a little bit, so she had a little bit of cleavage going on. I get that. I 100% get that. If I had that going for me, I would totally work it, but I don't, right? And so I think that the reason why they have so many viewers and shows like the Level Up Show don't, I think it's because they don't have that intimate connection with the chat. Right? When you guys sit here, you know, people like About 88 Kittens, Guilty Crown X, Mr. Jack, Melkyria, Jim Link 1994, Onin, right? When you guys sit down here to watch us, there's this kind of intimacy going on. I mean, even though there are tons and tons and tons of you in the chat here watching us, there's this sort of one-on-one thing kind of going on. You know, even if you're just lurking in the background, there's still this intimate sort of thing. Like, we're talking to you. Right? When you have a talk show, the hosts are talking to each other, they're talking to themselves, the bouncing, the back and forth is going off, right? But when you get into a situation like this, it's a lot more intimate, and I think that speaks to you a little bit better. For anyone just joining us, Tetra Nova Concept says, video stuttering for anyone else, audio is on point, but video is sluggish. Yes, I'm not really sure what the problem is tonight. Sometimes on our connection we do have a little bit of lag issues, as long as the audio is coming through.
It's
fine.
Juxta's fault.
We're going to blame it on Juxta. He's my roommate. He's also one of the other hosts of Limit Break Radio and Final Encounter Cast. We're going to blame it on him. It's probably not his fault, but that's what we're going to blame it on. So if you guys just want to, you know, throw insults towards him and say whatever it is that you will, go right ahead. Sacrifice fetishes and put, you know, needles into voodoo dolls to him. Might not help, but it could. It could at this point. I'm willing to try anything. So that's what this show is about. This show is about talking to you, the gamers, right? The viewers, the lurkers, the other Twitch streamers. You know, I'm gonna try to maybe get some other quote unquote famous or notable Twitch people on here every once in a while for an interview. We're really good friends with Samus Rageborn, Joe Never Fails, who is a huge personality right now, who's getting more and more and more traction outside of the Final Fantasy XIV community, and who you should definitely check out. I'm sure if I reached out to Mr. Happy, which I'm sure a lot of you know, he'd probably come on the show and talk with me. If I could get someone like MTQ, that would be great. I don't
Oh
really
my
know.
god, please, she's my biggest crush.
Right? Mine too. I don't know like any bigger names than that, if I'd be able to get them on here or not. But hell, it's worth trying out. But the important thing is getting people like you guys on here to talk to us about stuff that you do, right? That's essentially where this is going to, right? Now, that does come with a disclaimer, okay? Because there's probably a lot of you being like, oh guys, this is so cool. I want to be on this show. I want to talk to Kallo. I want to see if I can get Mini Bun's number. I can totally do this. By the way, guys, she's taken. I've already done the research. It's pretty solid. I don't think that you guys are going to be able to split up Mini Bun and Boy Bun. He's pretty fucking epic. If you had the choice, though, I would definitely go with Boy Bun. He cooks, he cleans, he can fix cars.
He's so much more productive than I am.
Yeah, she just sits around.
Right now,
does this shit with me.
he's actually fixing the interior of his car because he decided he wanted to sell it.
Oh no, he's gonna sell the car?
Yeah, because he wants a good car.
It's an Ultima that he has.
Ultima.
Yeah, yeah. He needs to get himself like a Mustang. Get himself like a nice, good muscle car.
Right?
Yeah. Then he can like Vin Diesel it up, get all like fast and furious, right?
You should see him watch Top Gear. He just like the envy in his eyes. He's
Aw.
just like, I want that.
Top Gear is
It's
about
like,
cars. For some reason, I thought it was about planes. It's probably because of
what?
Top. It's probably about Top Gun. Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
Okay.
All right.
Not judging you. Not at
So,
all.
Disclaimer. This is the disclaimer. Anyone who potentially wants to call into the show, who wants to get on here, either ask us questions, maybe get interviewed, have a little chat with us, you need Skype, and you need to send me some contact details right down there to my Skype name, LBR_Kallo. Now, when you do this, please include your chat name so I know who you are. If it's a particular topic you want to talk to tonight, maybe include that in there as well. But this is what you need to keep in mind, all right? And I'm only saying this one time. So listen up, guys, all right? Not everybody has what it takes to be entertaining, right? It's a harsh truth, but it's the truth nonetheless, all right? Whether it's that you don't have a very commanding or good quality sounding voice or equipment, maybe it's not your fault.
Or if you have a lot of background noise.
Or a lot of background noise. If I hear a fucking baby crying or a dog barking, I'm dropping your ass so fucking quick. Not playing around here, guys, alright? But more importantly, some people, as much as I hate to admit it, and as much as I think you hate to admit it, some people are just awkward. They really are. They just drive people away. Just the very sound of their voice. Just, you know? And sometimes, you know, people sit here and they talk to people off camera who aren't even part of the show, and it's just, it really gets to you. Is that boy bun or is that bro bun?
That's boy bun. I told him that there's a camera, and so he's just standing there drinking.
What's he drinking?
What are you drinking, baby? Vodka.
Vodka. Vodka's good.
You could walk by. I think my stream's just cropped for my face, so you can walk by. You're just gonna stand there menacingly? Okay.
This is the other cool thing that I'm excited about. Talk show hosts usually have mugs, so I of course got my own mug.
I don't.
I'm a big Harley Quinn fan, so that's who's on my mug, Harley Quinn. There's nothing special in the mug, it's just water. There he goes, boy bun.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to the disclaimer. There was actually someone that I've had on my stream recently that was telling a story. I'm not going to name any names because I'm not looking to, you know, make anybody feel bad or call anybody out. But there was one particular time where I had somebody on the stream, and there were people in the chat making comments about how awkward it sounded, right? They couldn't take it. They're just like, you know, sorry guys, this isn't really my thing. I'm going to bow out though, right? Unfortunately, and it happens on some of our other shows like Limit Break Radio and Final Encounter Cast all the time, we get people who are calling in, and they're just not radio quality, right? So, unfortunately, if you call in, and for whatever reason, I deem you guys not radio quality, I will be dropping you from the call. It's nothing personal. It is just in the best interest of getting as many viewers as we can and putting on a great show. So, there's a few things that I need you to keep in mind.
You just fucking blew smoke at
I
me.
saw that. How do you like it?
You dick.
Few things I need you to keep in mind. If you want to call in, you need to ask yourself, if I call in and they think that I sound like a weeaboo and they don't want to talk to me and they drop me from the call, how's that going to make me feel? If you're okay with that, by all means, send me some contact info. You know, we'll see if we can get you in the call. But if that type of thing upsets you and makes you kind of think twice about it, good. Good, you should be thinking twice about it. Because if I bring you into this call and you start trying to talk about some weeaboo shit, you get on my nerves. I feel like emotionally scarring Minnie Bun and making her drop you from the call, or any reason. If I feel like kicking you from my show for any reason, and you come into chat and you start bitching and whining about it, we will savage you. We will absolutely savage you. Okay?
Can I also say that if, for instance, a good example, Mr. Happy's roast of a Nero Grigori,
Oh, gosh.
you would have been dropped.
Yeah. Absolutely. So think twice. Think twice before sending me contact info or wanting to call in. Because if it doesn't work out, we will drop you. Now, I'm not going to be mean about it, right? I'm not going to be mean about it. I'll be nice about it at first, right? But if you start coming back whining, there's going to be trouble. Alright? So, that's essentially how the majority of the format of the show is going to go. Now, there's also some other things that we have planned too. Alright? If you are a regular here on this stream, I'm sure you've heard a lot of different voices before, and I've worked out a few deals with some people to do entertaining little bits. Right? Little bits, little skits, little like sections of the show that sort of break up the call format, interview format, and are entertaining in general, right? So the example that I have on hand, which I'm not going to necessarily play for you because I don't have that at hand, but we have someone who's usually here in the chat by the name of Shintasin, right? He's got a really deep, as Mini Bun would say, a buttery
voice.
Yes, he's very pleasurable to talk to and listen to, and that is definitely not a challenge fap if you had him reading 50 Shades of Grey. He likes to drink, and he also likes a snack. So we sort of turned him into a concierge of sorts of drinking and snacking. And we had one night where he had bourbon. He had bourbon, and he had a cinnamon bun. And we kind of had a little scientific taste testing, if you will, on what the best way is to eat a cinnamon bun with bourbon. And it was great. He talked us through it, different things he tried, how it went for him, blah, 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 and stuff like that. And we're going to give him his sort of own little segment to do on here every once in a while. And that's going to be called Bullshintery with Shintasin. There's a cool little title card, courtesy of Malkyria. And since we're on the topic there, any of you
Was it Malkyria or was it Malkythera?
It was Malkythera. Sorry, yes, Malkythera. When I try to say their name just like blah, all at once, I kind of blob them together. Yes, it was Malkythera, who's another regular in the chat. So I wanted to take this time to thank Malkythera for all the cool graphics that they've done for us. It wasn't just the bullshittery thing. They've also did the logo that you see in the background that you saw at the beginning of the show there. And chances are, as we go on and we start adding more and more stuff to the show, I'm sure that there's going to be a lot more images that she comes up with us. So again, Melkythera, thank you so much for your hard work and your creativity. The show is going to benefit quite a bit because of you. Other things that we're going to talk about, it's kind of an improv style show here, right? Just like on those late night shows. That's why I brought Mini Bun along. Obviously, she has a really great personality. She has a good voice. She has nice presence on the camera and stuff. And she's kind of clever sometimes, too. Sometimes when she makes jokes, we laugh with her and not just at her. So, when it was going into selecting the people that I wanted on the show, she definitely came out at the top there. So, Mini Bun, I'm going to take my proverbial hat off to you. It is not a fedora, since you pretty much have the hipster vibe cornered on the show with your vape.
Yes.
Yeah. So, with that, pop culture type of stuff, we're going to talk about...
My glasses probably don't help either.
No, they don't, but it's okay. It completes your look. We're going to talk about pop culture related things, stuff that pops up in the news, gaming related stuff, obviously, whatever you want to talk about when you come in, we're going to talk about some of the stuff, like when I asked Mini Bun, the type of games that she's into, MMO things she does. Yes, Scorpio 1401, I am sick, my allergies are back, but I've been making you guys wait here for quite a while now on the late night show, and I finally announced it. When I woke up like this, I'm like, you know what, I can't cancel. If I cancel, they're all going to be up in arms. So the first episode's just going to have to sound like shit with me sounding like death. And hopefully Mini Bun can carry us the rest of the way.
I carried Google Library yesterday, or today.
Yeah, there's shit to sit in the chat now. There will be peace while I am gone. Yep, he's actually getting ready to leave right now. But thank you, Shintasin, for stopping by. So the first person that we're going to bring into the call tonight and talk to is, again, someone that people... Oh, shit. I forgot.
What did you do?
Messing with... Alright, so here's the other thing. Messing with Skype and OBS. So you see Mini Bun here on the camera. Obviously, she's lovely. That's another reason why I chose her.
Yeah, only a reason, to be honest.
It's not
because I like to fuck around.
Not true. One of the reasons. But unfortunately, the way that OBS works with window capture, but just on Skype, when I capture the window, if something goes over top of the region that I've selected to capture, it shows that. So that's why when I just switched right there to look for someone to bring into the call, you saw it come up on the stream here. So because of that, if we bring anybody into the call, it's going to mess up her camera. So as a result, when we bring people into Skype, boom, we have this cute little still of what I assume is a Visenya bun. That's what a Visenya bun actually looks like, right?
I am just a cupcake in the shape of a bunny.
Yep, that's right. Something like that. So
This is a facade.
the first person that we're going to bring into the call tonight is actually someone that, if you are a regular here on the chat, you're going to recognize. He's someone that we beat up on quite a bit, and who's actually been a fan of all of our other podcasts for quite some time. And let's see if I can get him in here really quick. It's ringing, it's ringing. Come on, pick up. Skuro, I warned you that I warned you that I was gonna be. Oh, there he is. How's it going, Skuro?
Scurbro!
Skurbro, that's
good.
right. Congratulations,
What's up?
man. You are the first caller on the Late Late Show with Kallo Landis. How does that make you feel?
Feeling pretty awesome.
Feeling pretty important, are you?
Yeah,
Expecting to get kicked any second, are you?
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Well, there's actually a pretty good reason that I decided to give you this once in a lifetime honor, if you will. This honor.
My example again?
What's that?
I said, am I example again? Is that
No,
what this
no,
is gonna be?
no. I'm not
Okay.
gonna make an example out of you. I'm actually gonna let you stay. We're gonna sit here and we're gonna let you talk. You're gonna have a few words with us. You know, help us decide on a few topics to talk about. Actually, the reason that I decided I was gonna have you be the first caller was you actually went through and you actually did something pretty cool for us. You said you sent it to a Nero. I don't know if he ever responded back to you or mentioned it at all. But the past few days, you've gone through like 15 days worth of Limit Break Radio streaming. And you picked out what you thought would make some really good highlights, and you gave us the timestamps and everything. You sent them to us so that we can actually get those highlighted and exported to YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking commitment, first of all. I know how doing something like that can be extremely, extremely grueling, right? Even when I actually wrote down, as we're streaming live, I wrote down like a bunch of stuff that I thought would make good highlights. Even going through and doing that, it can be annoying sometimes, right? So the fact that you've gone through like 15 fucking days worth and you have all these listed for us, I really appreciate that. And so this is my way of saying thank you. Is I wanted to bring you on the show tonight as our first ever guest and talk to you a little bit, right?
Oh, that's awesome, man. Thank you.
Yeah. So first of all, how'd you come to be here? How'd you come to be into our community? I mean, you've been following Limit Break Radio for quite a long time, haven't you?
Yes. Been with LBR since the 11 days.
Since the 11 days. We call people who've been with us that long legacy listeners. And again, guys, I apologize for all the lag and the buffering and shit. I honestly don't know what the fuck the problem is. People are saying that the audio quality sounds alright, though, so I think that's the important part is the audio quality, and hopefully the highlight at the end isn't all fucking laggy and shit like this too. But yeah, so you discovered us back in the 11 days. Now, when we started podcasting for 14, did you find us again pretty quick?
Actually, I think I came across you guys back in, I think, episode 15.
Okay, so
and that was more because personally, I fell out of Final Fantasy entirely. It took me a while to get back into it.
So when you got back into it, were you one of the first things that you looked for?
Yeah, I was actually curious if you guys were still doing this and if you guys had moved on to 14 or not. And sure enough, that was the show.
Oh, cool. Well, you know what? Even though nobody else will probably admit it, we're glad that you did. You, like Visenya, have been a pretty important part of our community, you know. Even though, Juxta, I have no idea how to do that. I'm not a techie person thingy. Why don't you come on in here and help me out, Juxta? You can be the tech guy for this episode. We'll introduce you as Juxta the tech
Juxta.
guy. Yeah.
Tech Jux.